What's up, guys? It's Tina. So, odd angle, like oddest angle ever. I'll point you down this way a little bit, I guess. Okay, that's even worse. Now my phone came off the tripod. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, I'm making, okay, this is gonna be a debt banishing spell. Okay, this is a compilation of things. This is my original work. It is a compilation of many weeks of research, all right? I've been looking for one. People have been requesting an oil. I think I have come up with the perfect plan. So when I was thinking about making a debt banishing oil or formula, I was like, well, it would be the same thing as like a blockbuster essentially, or a clearance, or a banishing oil, which I already have, right? So I didn't want to necessarily do that. We needed something a little more intricate here. So what I'm going to do is make a kit on my site, and it's going to have two small bottles. They're like 5 ml. Let me grab one and I'll show you the size of them, because there's a good reason for this. All right. Okay, so I have to order more of these. I have enough to probably get me through a little while, a few days or a week of orders, but anyway, it's gonna be this size. So my normal bottles are 10 ml, so they're this size, okay? This is gonna be 5 ml, so half the size, but I'm gonna make a kit, like I said, specifically for debt, to get rid of debt, okay? What I am using is, I'll show you the oils in a second, and I will, I'll show you the oils in a second, and I'm gonna do a recipe for the banishing part here on this video, because we've already seen the money drawing part, which is gonna be half two. I'm using a reversing candle, all right? This is green and black. I purchased this one from a company on Etsy called Raven Grove Elemental, if you guys wanna check them out. I'm gonna check out how these burn. I'm looking for a vendor for candles to make candles specifically so that I can sell them on my site until I master that skill, which may not be for a long time. I don't know how difficult it is to make candles, but so I've been purchasing candles from a lot of smaller shops on Etsy, you know, trying to support small vendors. So hopefully I'll have these for sale in my shop if they'll sell to me for resale, you know what I'm saying? But for right now, you can get them on Raven Grove Elemental. I paid about $14 for this candle. That's pretty high, okay? That's high for a candle, I get it, but that's the going rate right now for what they're charging. Anyway, so I've got a few of these. So reversing candles. So it's reversing because basically the black part is for banishing, the green part is for drawing or bringing in. So that's exactly how I'm going to treat this spell and the kit on my site, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is a specifically debt banishing oil, okay? This is different from the regular banishing. The one I have listed is to kind of like gently discourage unwanted energies, visitors, things like that. It's a very light type of banishing where it's like, prevents like people that, you know, are annoying from talking to you, that type of thing. If we want a real blockbuster type of banishing for debt, this is what I've come up with, all right? So ingredients are going to be, I have camphor here, okay? This is a block of camphor that I just ground up in my mortar and pestle. All right, so just a shake, whoop. There's no real measurements to this, guys. It's just put in whatever your intuition tells you to put in, okay? I have sage. This is ground sage. You can use sage oil. You can use whatever you want. This particular recipe is a authentic recipe, if that makes sense. It's a real hoodoo recipe that I got from a book, but it's the closest one I found to doing what we want it to do here, okay? Lemon, you can use lemon oil, lemon peel. Don't use lemon juice. It's gonna make your oil go rancid, okay? So essential oil, it pours, so I'm not gonna count drops here. Okay. Next, I've got frankincense in 2 forms, because you know that I like to double whammy it when I can. So the oil here. Typically for banishing, I like the number 13. I just do. It's one of my lucky numbers. It's a lucky number in hoodoo also, but I just think that the number 13 it just feels like a banishing number to me, but a good type of banishing, things that we want banished from our life, you know, such as debt. All right, so I've got some oil in there, now I'm gonna use frankincense resin. Okay, this is, I'll show you guys. I've shown it to you before, but it's little resin balls. I don't know if you can see it. See? It's an incense, but you can use it. I've used it in several of my other oil recipes. And then it kind of dissolves over time. But since I put the oil in there, it already has that essence. I don't need to really wait a long time before I post this recipes because I've double whammied it, okay? So I've oiled it and I'm herbing it, okay? Next thing I've got is cinnamon. This is sticks. I'm gonna put 3 for good luck. Okay. Oh, there's nothing better than cinnamon. I love cinnamon. So 3 sticks in there. Next, cinnamon oil. Same exact reason, right? I don't have to wait forever for it to marinate. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Did you guys see that? How weird was that? You know what's weirder? This is, it's the little felt pad that goes in there, and that's fiery wall of protection on there because I was doing dark work earlier. Yes, I hexed somebody today. I needed to. Trust me, it was not good. Anyway, cinnamon oil. Same concept. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right. Okay. Now, my magic ingredient and the ingredient that I love, love, love is benzoin. Benzoin. Benzoin or benzoin, how do you say that? Anyway, it's got a lot of properties, like healing properties specifically, and it's something that they actually use in a lot of pharmaceutical medications for like pain relief. So I use it in my oils because it's exactly that, you know, healing and relieves the pain, and that's part of the process here of getting out of debt. Now, you guys remember, magic is great, magic is awesome, and magic works, in my humble opinion. However, I just dumped the whole rest of this bag in there because that's how I roll, sis. Okay, benzoin. I'm gonna grab the oil for this while I chat with you. However, you also have to do the work. You can't just, you know, make an oil, rub it on your hands, touch your bills, and expect that they're gonna go away. You have to do something, right? You have to take an action, which I'm going to talk to you about in just a second. Let's use, oh, you know what, let's use olive oil, good old classic olive oil. All right, so, all right, olive oil. Holy, 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 I'm high, I'm loving you. Okay, so that's our mix. I'm gonna put the lid on that and give it a really good shake. And we're gonna call this the Debt Buster Kit, Debt Buster Oil. I'll sell it, I'll have it 2 different listings. I'll have it just a regular bottle, you know, the regular, this size bottle, if you already have a money drawing oil so that you can do it yourself, but also as the kit, like I mentioned, and it'll be 2, okay? Wanna be money drawing, which is the basic general money oil. The recipe for that is already on a video that I did a couple months ago, and use this one with it, or just make it at home, you know, now that you guys have the tools. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is take this candle and inscribe my name and date of birth 7 times on it, okay? And I'll show you that. Let me just, all right, so what I was gonna say a second ago about not doing the work or doing the work is you have to do something to make it happen. So I'll give you an example. When I was doing all this prosperity work, right, previous to opening my shop, I had an end goal in mind, and the end goal is to open a brick and mortar store, or, you know, a shop, like a psychic shop, or a metaphysical shop. I don't know what I would call it necessarily, but, you know, I want to have it's going to be like a botanica where I do readings and, you know, spell work and all of that, all in one stop, you know? And that I want to do next year. But I thought to myself, you know, how do I get the retail experience? I thought, like, maybe I should go, you know, work at a botanica, see if anybody needs help with anything. Maybe I could work there 1 or 2 days a week just to learn the business. That's still not off the table. I could do that just literally to get the experience, to learn how it is to actually work in a store. but you know, when I was manifesting this, I was like, how do I not only get the experience, but how do I find a way to increase my prosperity, my abundance, my income, so that I can save for and then fund this store, right? Because to open a store, it's a lot. You know, you need several $1,000s worth of inventory and fixtures for the store. You know, some places I'm sure require you to have X amount in savings or ask for X amount up front for like rental deposits. You have to rent a space in a commercial plot, you know, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot to it. It's not just like starting a YouTube channel, you know, there's a lot more to it. So it was like, ding, light bulb went off in my head. Open an Etsy shop, you know, open another channel, open another door for abundance. Don't just make a wish upon a star and then sit there and not change anything you're doing and expect miracles to occur. I wasn't banking on winning the lottery. I was looking for a way that I could work, a door that I could specifically open to have another channel of income. Do you see what I mean? And so I opened the shop, and lo and behold, holy shitballs, did all of that work. You know, I mean, 200 and something sales in the first 2 weeks. I was not expecting that. Not even close. I was thinking maybe like 20, you know, in the week or something like that. It was amazing. I'm extremely fortunate and so incredibly grateful. But I feel like the reason that happened is I was doing a lot of prosperity work prior to opening the shop and during the opening of the shop. And to this day, every day I do something prosperity related. You're not gonna walk in my house and not find some sort of prosperity working, whether it's a pineapple lamp on the counter, whether it's a green candle going in my bedroom, whatever the case is, every single day I do something magically to work on prosperity. My money bowl, constantly throwing change in there, you know, adding things to it, all of that stuff. So it's just a part of my life now. It's a part of my routine. And I think that's how I keep, you know, it's hard work combined with keeping those doors open, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more, guys. Oh, I love you guys. Anyway, so something to think about, okay? So with the debt stuff, we're not just gonna light a candle and, you know, please, you know, spirit guides, please make them forget about my debts. No, miracles can happen. Like I said, I know that for 100% fact that people have done this stuff, and because I've been reading about this for weeks now, like everything I can find, people have done this, and then all of a sudden the debt magically fell off the face of the earth. It disappeared. But for the most part, that's not gonna happen, right? That's a long shot. I don't wanna be negative about it at all. It can happen, but, and you know, keep it open in your heart, but it's a long shot. All right, last one. So my plan is, I'll tell you what I'm trying to get rid of. When I was at the end of my corporate career, and the reason I am not working in my corporate career anymore is because I almost had a heart attack / stroke, dead ass, okay? I was driving home from work one day and I started to black out, and I have never been to the hospital in my life ever, except for when I had my daughter. And I got home and I was like, I need to go to the hospital. Something's wrong with me. And I went in and my blood pressure was like 200 and something over something. It was awful. I had to have like a CT scan of my brain and stuff on my chest, like a scan to make sure I wasn't having a heart attack, EKG. They had to give me like an emergency pill. It was awful, and I'm still on medication to this day for it. So the debt that I'm trying to banish is the hospital bills. I had insurance at the time, so of course the insurance paid several $1,000s for that hospital, you know, bill, but there's still, you know, the remainder left. So I'm trying to see, maybe I can do this spell and then call them and say, hey, can we negotiate a deal? That's the action I'm going to take, all right? I'm gonna open that door to allow the magic to work. And hopefully, fingers crossed, if I'm willing to pay like half of it in full, maybe they'll take the deal, you know? I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. It's just something to think about, guys. You don't just wanna just say debt bye-bye and then, you know. All right, so now we've got the candle name and date of birth all over it. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do across this, I'm using this as a petition. You guys, you can use paper for this too. Name, date of birth 7 times. I'm gonna cross this, like I wrote the name and date of birth this way. Now I'm gonna take the candle this way and write, and somebody told me not to use the word debt, which I get, they don't want it to be a negative, but you kind of have to. Actually, let me think about this for a second. Maybe they're right. What is a word? What is the opposite word of debt? Undebt. No, it's not undebt. What is the opposite word of debt? Alexa, what is the opposite word of debt? No, that wasn't it. Okay. Anyway, so how about this? We'll write all good words across it. Freedom, stability, let's say increased income, financial freedom, let's say, we need 3 more. Increased savings, two more. I'm just gonna write for me, like open a store, ability to open a store, to open a store, and large, how about this? I know what I want to do. Buy a house. That's a big one. So purchase a home. Okay. See what I mean? This way, this way. You ready? Okay. So what we are asking the guides to do, okay, spirit guides, universe, guardian angels, and ancestors, I ask that you please bless this candle and the oils that I am going to use to anoint it to release me and relinquish me of any debts that are owed to any of my creditors. Please allow them to be banished from my life. Please allow them to be forgiven. Please allow them to be negotiated to the smallest amount possible. Thank you, my guides, guardians, ancestors, and angels. We appreciate your help with this matter. Easy peasy, okay? So, first thing I'm gonna do is take, where's my dropper? I thought I had it, but no, I don't. Hold on. I'm sorry I keep getting up, guys. Obviously, I was ill prepared for this. Dropper. It was over here on the counter. I have like 50 of them. I should be able to find one. Here it is. Okay. So, on the top half, the black half, okay? And you have to have the reversible candle. Actually, the other thing you could do is get a black candle and get a green candle and treat them as if they were the black and green as I'm treating them here, okay? So petition twice, or write the petition on paper, fold it, and then put it underneath the candles, all right? I'm going to take a few drops of, this is the banishing oil, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 drops. I want to heat it up. Rub, 1, 2, 3, rub, 1, 2, 3. Okay, get it all worked in, and then you want to take this and go up with it, okay? Because we're getting rid, only on the black part, okay? We're getting rid of debt, okay? I like to twist it like this and really work the oil in, all right? Ooh, this is a nice candle. This is gonna burn awesome. I can tell already. I like it. You can just feel the texture of it. I think this is beeswax if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to stick with natural beeswax candles because they're the best. Okay, so got that taken care of. Now I'm gonna take my money drawing oil. Could do money drawing, give me your money, whatever. Money drawing I like because it's a basic all-around prosperity oil. It's made for quick cash, quick money to come in, but also for long-term prosperity. Okay, so when you're doing works like this where you're asking for big things like debts being forgiven, but money for a house, money to open a store or business, you know, big ticket items, you want to use like money drawing. Okay. You want to use an oil like that. That is for long-term stability and wealth. Same thing. 7 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Okay. Okay, and for this end, the green end, I'm gonna pull it towards me, okay? So I'm going this way with it because I want this to come in. I want money in and debt out. Okay. Money in, debt out. I feel like an infomercial. Oh my gosh. Tina needs to go to bed. No, I'm just kidding. I have like 25 orders to pack. I'm so excited. I love making orders for you guys. I'm serious. I put on my music, I make my tea, and I just jam out and pack my orders. It's the best shit ever. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So that's nice and rubbed in. Now, listen, a couple of things. I know this is a long video, but bear with me, guys. Okay. I would take, and I'm going to, take the bill that you're trying to get rid of. Write a petition on the bill. Same thing. As long as you don't need to send it back to them or you don't need the paper for anything, we can do everything online for the most part these days, you know. But if you have a paper copied, print one, you know, or just take the one they mail you. Do the same petition. Debts forgiven, don't write debts. Just be like, no, you know, what I just said to write, okay, on the same exact thing. Name, date of birth, do it, you know, this way and then this way, okay? And when you're folding this, you're gonna wanna fold this away from you. Actually towards you, fold it towards you. I'm sorry, I just misspoke. Fold it towards you, okay, because we're bringing abundance in and debt is going away. All right, and then you can take that folded paper and put it underneath a plate, which is the next step. We need a plate, okay? So I've got this plate here. This is, isn't this beautiful? Salvation Army, baby, 50% off Wednesdays. I'm telling you right now, it was like 20 cents. Now it's probably like 75 cents, but still, it's fucking adorable. I get all of my stuff there that I do spell work on. You're not supposed to use items that you eat off of to do spell work, guys. Please get a different set of dishes. You need to go to the Goodwill or Walmart or something and not use dishes that you eat off of. It's okay when you're first starting out. You didn't do anything wrong if you didn't know, but it's super important, okay, for energy purposes and just, it's like respect to the spirits, okay, because I'm petitioning ghosts right now, spirits, to come in and help me, and respectfully I'm offering them a cleansed, purified, sanctified plate. I'm going to show you how I sanctify it a couple ways. Florida water, this is my homemade Florida water, or my homemade indigo water. Okay, both of those are on my site. I like the indigo water a lot. I like the Florida water too, don't get me wrong, but the Florida water I tend to spray on myself a lot more than the dishes. Really? Really? You gonna do me like this while we're filming? Really, spray bottle? Oh, wow. Well, I guess we're using Florida water, guys, my indigo water. It's not spraying well. That's a nice spray bottle too, damn it. All right, couple sprays, dry it off. It's got alcohol in it, guys, so the indigo water doesn't, but the Florida water does. It has Everclear in it. That's what I make it with. So you don't want to start a fire or an explosion. Okay, wipe it off. Take your working candle, because of course you had a working candle going, didn't you, boo? Let's put you down like this. All right, take your working candle. You want to melt the bottom of your large pillar like this, just a little bit. This large one's not too much of a worry because it's so wide. It should not, you know what I mean? It's not easy to tip over. The skinnier ones, definitely melt them. Good as well. And don't leave them unattended, just don't, okay? It's not a good idea. Be super careful with candles, guys. I have almost burned down my house. Trust me, it's not good. Okay, so now that that's stuck there, next thing to do is to light it up, light it up. Also, I'm gonna decorate the edges of this with like some pretty flowers. Red carnations give everything that you do power, so I really like to use those. You could use white roses for purification. You can use bay leaves, you can use cinnamon sticks, you can use, there's so many things. You can use basil. I pick basil out of my garden all the time and make an ornate, thing at the bottom. I'll post a picture on my Etsy. So if you want to see what it looks like when it's completely done with all the pretties on it, the bells and whistles, then go look at my Etsy shop. I'll link that down below and you can see what it looks like. Anyway, let's light this baby up. This is always the most exciting part. I'll move the camera down so you guys can see and share in the excitement with me. Okay. I just love this. I freaking love hoodoo. It's so amazing. It just makes me feel like warm and fuzzy. I'll take a moment and watch this candle burn down to I should have trimmed the wick. Come on, baby. There's just something so magical about candles. Just the fire in itself. I guess because I'm an air sign, I'm attracted to fire, Ooh, I'll blow it out now. Anyway, that's what I have for you guys, okay? Put you back up here. Look, it's going. Look how beautiful. Ah, it's burning so bright. Yes, thank you, my guides. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, what do you do after this? You be really good to your guides every single day, not just when you need a favor, but every day. My guides get dinner every day. They get liquor, they get rum, they get, I go to the liquor store and specifically buy stuff for them. I have like elderflower liqueur, I have rum, I have Baileys up there for them. I don't drink that much, guys, so the stuff that I buy, I literally have like 5 bottles of liquor on top of my fridge for the spirits. Coffee, okay, every day I give them, if I'm eating dinner, or if I'm cooking dinner, I make them a plate, always leaving them fruits, grapes, oranges, things like that. Offerings of money, I burn joss paper every day, almost every day. That's ancestor money, you burn it and it goes up to the ethers. Anyway, be good to your guides. There's a lot of different ways you can do it depending on what your religious practices are or your spiritual practices. But because when you need a favor, when you're asking them for something, it's nice to have a good relationship with them. That is how I do what I do, because that's how I'm able to do what I do, is because I am very close and connected to them, and that's why they're in my life and they help me, and it's what helps me do everything that I do, right? I wouldn't be here without them. So I am very grateful, and I try to express gratitude in any way that I can to them. But anyway, that's it. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your guys' support. Also, for everybody that has purchased anything from the store, thank you so much. I know a lot of you guys have already done repeat purchases. My heart, you're making me like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.